Shut up and sit down.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get real cold up in here right now. Check this out.
Nice day to get on our bicycles, take a ride down to the park, pedaling up and down the hills, birds sing and dogs they bark.
It is a stretch, but so far what you are hearing is the Dialed Podcast with Matt Legrand, Evan Price, Lance Hepler, and Jake Von During. Have you heard that perseverance is the hard work you do after you get tired of doing the hard work you already did?
Clouds flow by, and when we come back down, we roll so fast.
Okay, what the
Grass, wondering how many hours have passed.
What the bloody hell was that?
Hi, and welcome back to the Dial Podcast. I'm Jake Von During. I'm here with Lance friggin' Hepler.
Lance Dipstick Hepler. Don't make me laugh.
This is a non-laughing podcast.
This is going to be a very serious podcast today because
we brought the right guests on for making it serious.
Yeah.
So that's
it
good.
hurts like a mother scratcher to laugh. We'll get to that.
Or breathe.
Yeah, and across the table from Lance, Mr. Matt
What's
Legrand.
up, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? You guys look a little beat up today.
You're welcome.
You look a little beat up, a little rough around the edges.
Just a little bit.
But I still love you.
And joining us in studio today,
Special guest.
Mr. Dylan Wiggins.
Yes.
Squat Phase 2.
My favorite.
Taking a poo. Hold on. Doing some donuts. This right here.
Hey, bro. Heard you chased your own teammate down.
So good. So good.
Hold on. Right here. What did you say right there? You said something about I love ice cream in your video, but is that really what you said?
I had decided if I ever win a race at PIR, what are you going to yell as you cross the line?
Yeah.
And the answer is ice cream sandwiches. Because at the time, I wanted an ice cream sandwich.
That's awesome. So that's what you said there at the end. Ice cream sandwich.
Were you yelling because you won a race?
I did win a race.
And you yelled ice cream sandwich?
Yeah, buddy.
Check the results site. It happened.
All right.
I believe that.
Dylan, how are you?
I'm hanging in there. Yeah, I mean, I would just like to say that the biggest burn you can do on me is taking something I've made and just playing it back for me.
Oh,
There you go. We've done that already.
Burn one.
That thing needs to die.
well, we appreciate you coming in today.
We do.
Hey, welcome to the Quack Face Show. Let's go.
Dylan is going to take over the podcast today, gents.
Podcast takeover.
Dylan is a local legend in the Portland scene, has been bike racing for a while, for a few years, and has a fantastic little YouTube channel called Quap Face 2. So we're all fans
Hold
of
on.
that.
CWAP2.
Number 2.
Is that correct?
So Quap Face.
We'll fix it in post.
When people are looking for it? Okay.
Yeah. So, I liked it at the Hammer Crit. We had a running joke that was only funny to 3 people. That Quack Face 2 got hacked. So if you're gonna check out this YouTube channel, it's Quack Face 3 now. And then later on in the day, it's like we couldn't get the rights to Quack Face 5. It already got hacked. We're Quack Face 6. I got no new subscribers from that. But
Dang it.
so we're gonna need some ground rules for this episode.
Okay.
Okay, what are those ground rules?
We take
first
a
of-
drink when someone laughs.
Oh, wait.
Everyone turn up your cell phone ringers because it wouldn't be a dialed podcast unless someone took a call.
Yeah.
I would just like to say that I'm coming from a place of respect for all of you and for what you've built here, your podcast.
Respect is such a strong word.
That is
by,
a strong
by-
word.
Yeah.
by that, you mean
You just lost so
you
much
have no respect
credibility.
for us.
You can see through me that easily.
We are a bunch of idiots. You're aware of that.
So when I zing you, if I zing you, I don't mean it. Maybe I do.
It's all
drink
expected.
Feeling a little saucy here. Spilling LaCroix all over the place.
Yeah.
I got to. Right. Anyway, what are the rules? Give me
What
the
are
rules.
the rules? Oh, shoot. Rules? I should have checked with you beforehand. Since I have some money I need to launder, and there's no cops listening to this,
We're safe here.
for every cuss word I do on this show that you have to bleep out afterwards,
Okay.
I will donate $5 to the Dial Junior program.
Ooh, I'll match that.
And
I'll match it.
You need to keep me honest on this. So
I'll-
if I
I'll-
say things like fudge and shoot and long string of words that you're going to bleep, and you can cram that in your oven,
Cram that in your oven.
that'll get us started.
Dial
Cram it up your
Juniors.
cram hole. Here.
All right. I like that. That's a good little
Good.
deal there. Good rule.
I will never financially recover from this podcast.
Ice cream sandwich.
There it is. There it is.
Let's get
Love it.
started.
What else? No kissing on the mouth. That's my rule.
Okay.
All right.
Matt.
Foreheads are okay though, right? Lance's forehead is
Making
looking.
me laugh.
Only tender hugs. Yeah.
Okay.
No jokes.
And they have to be very
And
tender.
no jokes.
No
This
jokes.
is a tender podcast.
Tender.
Tender and very serious.
Tinder.
I can't
Yes.
even
Tinder?
say that without.
You're on
giggling.
Tinder now?
I don't even know what Tinder is.
I know. I don't know
Swipe
which.
left.
I always get confused if is that the one that's for gay guys or is that
That's Grinder. I
Grindr?
shouldn't know that either.
But I don't even know which. Tinder's just the most popular one, maybe.
Apparently.
Okay. I don't know because there's a lot of them. I think and they're all swipe right.
I've been married 28 years, Matt, so I don't know.
I'm asking you.
Yes, I'm the one to ask.
That's what I heard.
Oh man, people are listening to this podcast and they're like, they've already gone off the rails.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
too
Ooh,
late.
sorry.
Really early into this.
Lance looks a little beat up over here. It's that time that we usually do some backpedaling. Why don't you tell us a story, Lance?
Jake, this is takeover.
Oh.
We haven't even established the rules.
We haven't
Yeah.
even established the rules.
Oh,
we took back
those were the
over.
rules.
Okay, we're
Let's
done?
do a
Okay.
Quack Face 2 backpedal. Lance, what's going on?
Nailed it.
Okay, this last week I rode the bike 2 hours for the whole week. After the podcast last week, Jake and I went out for a ride in the afternoon, late afternoon. It was a very chill, easy, fun ride.
Yeah, we were just poking around all
we
the
were
neighborhoods.
literally just poking around, just recovery, just talking and making jokes and making fun of Dylan behind his back, and that's basically all
the
we
usual.
did. Just the usual stuff. And I fell over and broke some ribs. Okay, let's move on.
This is the guy that will go bombing down the side of a mountain with no regard for safety or his well-being. He'll go ripping down a gravel road with big, giant, doll head-sized rocks on it with reckless abandon and comes out of it unscathed.
Literally 2 days before this, I bombed down that Klickitat River Trail, having never seen it before. Bunny hopping rocks, taking corners way too fast, whipping over fallen down trees with no ill effects, and I literally fell over and broke my ribs.
Lance and I were riding on a little multi-use path. A multi-use path.
Yes. A
That
sidewalk.
you go take your dog for a walk on.
Yes.
And there was a little section that goes up this little ramp, but it was a ramp if you wanted to ride a bike, and it had stairs next to it. And Lance hits this little ramp going
Jake was
really
right
slow,
behind me, so
and he's
we
in the
saw
wrong gear, and he gets out of the saddle to stand up, and he's like, wait a second, that's the wrong gear. And he's literally stopped at this point and just fell over. Fell over to his left.
I have fallen like that before.
I'm going up the ramp. I stall out. I'm falling to my left. I can't unclip my left foot fast enough
towards the stairs.
towards the stairs.
Yeah.
I didn't want to put my arm out and break my collarbone, so I tucked my arm down and landed on the stairs.
Broke ribs
on
instead.
my sed and broke my ribs.
You may have saved your wrist or your arm. We don't know.
Well, how's your shoulder feel today, Lance?
My shoulder doesn't feel right either.
Okay.
I
Did
felt
that get x-rayed?
they didn't. No, they didn't really, because I wasn't having issues when I finally made it to the hospital for X-rays. But this week has sucked. It has not been good. I have literally left the house once
This is it?
to go to the hospital
Oh,
for X-rays. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't sit down. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't laugh. I couldn't roll over. I literally didn't leave my bed for 4 days. It
sucks.
My wife is so sick and tired of me. Today is the first day that I can walk looking semi-normal. So yeah, it's been anyway. It's just broken ribs. I broke 2 ribs, and you just have to. There's no treatment for broken ribs.
Yeah,
it's just leave them alone. On the grand scheme of things, my pride is hurt way more than my body because this was such a dumb accident.
I feel like this happens to every cyclist, though. It's like something you stall out and you can't get a foot out or whatever it is, and you just go down and you hope not to break ribs.
There's actually video of it.
Okay, good.
From my rear radar camera, so it wasn't. So Jake was behind me, but you can actually see me stall out, fall over.
It's just like this look of dumbfoundedness on my face, like
what the hell?
What are you doing, Hepler?
Jake thought I was screwing around, like I was joking.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Jake, watch this. I'm gonna fake roll across these stairs. And I immediately stood up and said, I just broke my ribs. I know it.
He
So
knocked the wind out of himself.
couldn't
And he was
breathe.
he was pissed, but he was laughing at the same time. But
Yes.
he just didn't. He wasn't sure which emotion that he wanted to have come out at that point in time.
my gosh.
And you biked home, or
I rode my bike home.
you should probably not have done that.
6 miles ish. It was
Okay.
like 6 miles.
How did that feel?
Were you just like this the whole?
I could have both arms on the handlebars.
Okay.
But it was literally like 12 miles an hour. Like I couldn't turn my head either way. I got home and my wife sees me walking. I went straight upstairs and laid down. I'm like, can you come peel my kit off me? I can't move.
And then she just hosed you down too.
And then she's like, you're a freaking idiot. I can't believe that you did it. She didn't say that. She loves me, kind of.
Yeah. At times.
At
There are
times.
times.
Yeah, one of my friends on group trail, he will send it down the gnarliest mountain bike trails and be fine. But then in the gravel parking lot before a ride, that's when he's screwing around and will crash and hurt himself.
Yes. Well, it's like the vegan cyclist did that huge,
Yeah.
monstrous, impossible route ride,
burnout,
and then
yeah.
he went to skid in the parking lot and fell and broke his hip
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
or broke something. But
Oh, dude, I'm feeling
Anyway,
for you. These bike crashes are horrible.
Well-
they're gnarly.
part of it is I'm a old man,
Yeah.
and I don't heal very quickly anymore. I'm 52.
If you were Paul, he would have probably done a full roll and came out on his bike and still
and rode up the
continued.
stairs.
And then rode up the stairs.
Yeah, except bunny hopped up the stairs
Yeah.
instead of me trying to skirt around them.
Yeah. And he might have had like a bruise on his arm or something, or a scratch, and then he would have just laughed it off.
Yeah, it would have healed by the time he got
He
back.
would. Oh, he'd be healed by now for sure. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know what this means for me. I might have just lost most of the cross season from this, but I'm not.
You're down and out for a little bit.
I'm down and out for a little bit.
Are you? And you're feeling better today than you did yesterday, 2 days ago.
Correct. Yeah.
So
I mean,
maybe-
I can
Maybe another 3 weeks of healing.
probably.
How long do you think you'll be off the bike? Because, well, let's say off the bike trainer.
Riding his bike on this Saturday or Sunday. I get this notification because I'm a part of his beacon for Strava that Lance is starting a ride. I'm like, what the hell? And I immediately screen capture. I send him like, what are you doing, you knucklehead? And he's like, sends me back a video of like riding around his property, riding around his little circle drive
I
a
was
bunch of
just,
times.
I was on my
Testing.
mountain bike, just seeing if I could pedal the legs. No, it was terrible. every little bump I went over was like,
Yeah, the video was pretty funny though.
another-
He's like fully like hold his breath, and you can see he was all tensed up. And he's trying to like talk at the same time as riding his bike. It's like, oh,
Another couple weeks, you think?
probably.
Okay.
My guess is I will be able to get back on the bike this week.
Yeah.
That's
On the
my
trainer, maybe?
Yes.
Maybe something easy. Why don't you start there, dude?
So cyclocross, first race of the season's in 2 weeks.
2.5 weeks. Hetmere.
How about you ask for an injury downgrade and go race with the Cat 5s?
Oh, dude, that was just. I'd even race with the Cat 3s
Yeah.
because I'm a 2 in cross.
Are you really?
Which is dumb, but that's what I am. But yeah, I don't know.
You could probably self-select back down the category, or you can just go race your bike.
No, what I'm going to do is because I'm just going to lay around for a couple weeks. I'm going Clydes.
Oh,
We're going to bulk up and go give Surratt a run for his money in the Clydes.
After the podcast, we're going to the buffet, right?
We're going to the buffet. Where's your... Anyway.
all right.
That was way too much about
what's a
me.
buffet? What's a golden? What's like the golden corral? Or golden
They tore that
spoon?
place down.
This doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't exist. The building is actually gone.
But that's a real place. I
It
didn't
was.
just make it up.
There was one in Portland, and just like up and closed recently, right?
There was there was a
health code
King's
violation.
buffet on
King's
Mill
buffet.
Plain.
That's what we need.
It was right next to the car wash on Mill Plain, and yeah, they just tore the building down.
Huh.
I guess you know.
So you pay once and then you don't have to leave if you keep eating.
That's right.
I'm in.
Anyway,
You done?
I'm done. I'm an idiot.
Have you
I
been
feel
watching any good Netflix?
Yes, I have. I've been watching like.
Is there anything that I need to invest my time
I
in?
watched the Bill Cosby documentary.
Oh, no. That sounds
Interesting. Yeah, lots of good.
Ooh, sounds sketch.
And what was the other one I watched?
Do you have any more downers to share?
You know how many downers? I am full of downers. My whole I'm
You're like,
not
I'm
not in a
depressed.
good place right now.
I'm depressed.
Dylan.
Let's turn on some Bill Cosby.
Let's
He'll
turn
cheer
on
me
Bill
up.
Cosby.
He's a hilarious
He's so
comedian.
funny.
You're like, I can't laugh. Can't find any comedy on Netflix. I'll turn on Bill Cosby.
Did you eat some Jello while you're watching that?
Maybe I'd get some pudding pops.
Some pudding.
Gippity goo and stippity doo. I don't know how you
I'm trying not to
Bill
laugh.
Cosby.
I'm trying not to laugh because then you'll laugh.
Move on, please.
Dylan, who's next? What's next? What's going on here?
Matt, what'd you do?
I don't know. I biked. I saw Jake out on the bike, sort of. On was that 2 days ago, Saturday, or was
Saturday,
that? Yeah.
yep.
So I went out and just filmed some stuff. I used my drone to see if it would do the follow mode. That was really interesting because I really haven't ever used that feature on the drone. I usually like control it like a normal drone person would use, but you can have like this little feature where you like highlight yourself and it'll follow you. So I was testing that and just filming stuff. And I was like, Jake, come out. And he's like, no. And then I was like, how about now? No, I'm busy. I'm doing errands. Oh, how about now? And then if you keep harassing him, it turns out that he will come out eventually. So it worked. And yeah, we biked for like 2 miles or something. Mostly we were filming. We climbed a hill.
Yeah, we climbed a hill. Kind of poked around some new roads.
Yeah,
Fun. Yeah.
which finding new roads is great. Other than that, swimming, and I hiked 4 miles yesterday.
Wow.
For me, that's huge.
That's good.
So, yeah, and then swimming, pretty much, not every day, but pretty close. So, there's that.
Good job.
Backpedal, done. Easy.
Sweet.
Jake, what are you up to?
Oh, what's Jake up to? Nothing. No, just another
biked.
kind of normal week last week. I didn't bike or ride that much this weekend. I got out and rode with Matt for a bit. I think I only logged like 20 miles this weekend. I was just really busy trying to get a bunch of things done off my to-do list, and I needed a day off, so I just had an easy weekend. But last week we did the gravel ride, which was fun until we got to the end where they closed the dike again. Dang it.
What are they closing it for?
I don't know. It's
Okay.
They're doing something out there, and it says that it's closed until the end of September. So they didn't disclose what that was, but that was a bummer. And
Is it poachable?
no, the full fence is up, and they have it like chain shut now.
Oh,
so
dang it. Okay.
yeah, not like it was before where the chain was there, but like you just undo the chain and open it.
You could just open it after hours. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Not
pretty
that we ever did
specifically
that.
saying don't go back here, people. I missed the lab lunch ride because we didn't have lab coverage.
I went out there that day, and I was like, it was so hot. It was lunch ride, and I think it was like 99 degrees or 100 degrees right at the spot.
It was
super.
toasty,
So,
yeah.
and I texted you, and you were like, oh, yeah, the group's out there. Go find them. And I looked around, didn't see him, and I was like, thank God I didn't find the group because it is so hot. I just turned around and went home. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah. Then we get to Thursday and did the flogging ride. That was a fantastic ride. We went hard and
Did you?
fast. It was a tough one. But we got up to the school and stopped, and it was just so hot and humid. It was oppressive. Like you stood there and you couldn't breathe because it was that hot and humid. You're just like, I need to get moving again. So my MP getting up to the school from the start to the school was 370.
Oh my gosh.
That's how hard we went going up to the school for that 20
That's like a
some odd
25-minute
effort. Yeah. Yeah.
New FTP.
Jake.
New FTP alert.
But in the coming back on the backside was still pretty hot and fast too, and it was fun. Good times. The roads, there's a bunch of new, fresh paved roads out there right now. It's so buttery smooth. I mean, there are some roads that they're chip sealed, but they actually did a pretty nice job. They're relatively
They
smooth.
have that new roundabout too.
Yep. Yeah, we went through that as well. Yeah.
It's fancy.
So that's about it for me.
Now you have to give us your back pedal.
First of all, I don't understand these power numbers you're throwing out. How
I
can
know.
they possibly be that high? Because mine are never that high.
Come ride with us.
It's missing a digit. He said 370 something. He meant 70 something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to get out and do one of these rides, but it's always the wrong time on the wrong weeknight. I'll get there someday.
All right.
We'll see. That's a promise. And I will swear my ass off.
Oh.
I don't know. Every time I do one of these really hard crits where you just drain the tank at the start and then keep it going like a cross race, I think that's got to be a new power record for me because I went harder than I ever have.
Sure.
I go home and check. No, it's exactly the same. it never goes up. So I represent all the Ober riders who are mid-pack at best or worse and have average power numbers. I'm there for you. I got you.
There you go.
But you did race the crit this weekend.
I did race the
And
crit.
none of us here did, so.
How was that?
So first of all, the crit was amazing because they had that whole park blocks area fenced off, and there's crossings. But
Let's tell a little bit of a backstory on what the actual crit was, where it was, and what the deal
This
was.
is like the first time it's been back. It's like it's
been over a decade?
The Portland crit or something, right?
Downtown Portland.
Was it the Twilight Criterion before? I don't remember. It's before my time. I moved here in 2015.
Oh, really? I was going to say, I'm trying to remember the last time
It's been a
that I saw
decade.
it. It's a decade?
And it was the Twilight Criterion before.
Wow,
yeah.
a decade.
In downtown
and that used
Portland.
to be the
Ice cream sandwich.
I mean, are we allowed to cuss on this podcast?
That's what you
Ice cream sandwich.
Yeah.
Sweet, we're up to $20, kids.
Poor Jake.
I tell the kids that earmuffs, but we'll beep it out for them. It's
They
all
are
good.
all going to college. Yeah. So, I mean, the park blocks course. I mean, it's amazing. A 6-corner crit.
Yeah.
And no hairpin, and not like the Vancouver courthouse crit where there's kind of elevation into that right hander. So it's all pretty flat, and there's potholes and they're marked off.
Okay.
But it's Portland street, so it's all rough, and there's manhole covers. So every corner, your front wheel is hitting something that you don't want it to hit. But I mean, once you get up to speed and figure it out, it's fine. So I did my thing. I was in the 4-5 Masters race, which was the first race to go. So I spent an hour beforehand pre-riding and figuring out
where the line is.
Because I can't corner. That's my secret. Don't tell anyone. I can't corner. So I would figure out the line, and the line at 18 miles an hour is different than the line at 28 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So, getting that and
Good thing you did your research at 18 and got it. You're good.
data points, writing all this down. But for me, I don't ride in the drops that often. So it's not comfortable for me. And so to just put myself in that position, it's a better cornering position, but I spend a lot of time just seeing, is this comfortable? And then in the race, I switch back to the hoods.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm not in the league group anymore. But I did my patented move, which is line up on the front row.
Good.
And sprint away from everyone, which was good because this time I got clipped in, so that was cool.
Yeah,
And then
it's one of those ones where you nail the start, clip.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think there was even a full pedal stroke where I was like, uh-oh, and then I had to stop and look down.
You're like,
got it. Whoa. And no one had surged past me, so I'm like,
I'm going.
Ice cream sandwiches.
yo.
you're like, I'm winning this thing.
And, just starting. Yeah, you got to mark all the cha-ching.
Ice cream sandwich.
So doing that first sprint, and they blow the whistle, and I'm get clipped in, go, go, go.
Yeah.
And there's an actual crowd there, and everyone's cheering.
Everyone saw you winning the race.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what it
so
felt
proud
like.
of you.
Yeah, if the race was 1 minute long, I would have won.
Yeah, but no one knows.
Yeah.
After that, they go. Let's go to the coffee shop. There, started the race. It's over.
Yeah.
As far as they're concerned,
And-
that guy won.
Yeah, it was worth it for me because
That guy with the cool bike.
where's all the photographers? And I did bring the cool bike.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna crash, it's a risk, but I got to bring the cool bike.
This is the
True,
polka dot one,
actually.
right?
Yeah,
I
the
saw
clown bike.
I think did Evan send a picture of that to
Yeah, I
us?
saw Evan at the race.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the whole first lap, there's the moto clearing the way and honking the horn, so you feel like a real boy. And I think I did a lap
with a moto lead out.
Yeah.
I love it.
I do one lap and then come through the start finish straight, and everyone I'm the only one. I got 100-yard gap. I'm like, yes, I'm a golden god. And
Ice cream sandwich.
yeah, I should have stopped there.
Yeah.
So that 4-5 field, it's stacked. There's a lot of talent there. So they caught me after a lap and a half. I'm like, okay, I'll stay with this group. And then a gap opened up. I'm like, okay, I'll stay with this group.
Yeah.
And that's how it went all
You
the way
repeat,
back.
rinse, and repeat. Yes,
Now,
yes.
And we get, everyone's supposed to race for the win or stay with that lead group as long as you can. That never works out for me. So what I do is I look for when are we going to get lapped? When are we going to get pulled? Because I want to be in front of that group right when we get pulled, because that's the order they score you.
Oh,
so,
yes. It's
I'm racing,
thinking.
looking backwards, like, are we getting pulled this lap? And I heard the moto, the horn. I was like, oh, they're on us. So that's when I start drilling it, which only prolongs the inevitable.
Yeah.
So I think I did my like Hail Mary, finished in front of everyone's sprint 3 or 4 different times. And then there was 5 more laps before they pulled
Before they finally pulled you.
And I was so gassed. After every single time I made an effort, I would fall back a little bit more and a little bit more.
So you'd sprint at the start-finish line every lap so that you could be in front of the group.
Take that, suckers! And I'd look for the official. Are you going to pull us? Come on, guys, come on.
Just help me out one of these laps.
Go into another lap.
Yeah.
He was just laughing at you, the official. was like, watch this. Let's see how many times we can make Dylan sprint.
He knows what I'm doing. And I thought we got lapped, and it was a different group of guys that were actually just catching up and passing because we're going, yo-yoing fast and slow. So by the time we actually got pulled, I was behind everyone. So it worked out.
But, I mean, that's a killer way to do a workout if you think of it that way. You got some fitness gains.
Max.
Fitness
Did I?
gains, dude. Oh, yeah.
Because that's not what Sunday felt like.
Some serious gains. No doubt about it.
Dylan and I, we shared quite a moment at the Hammer Crit. Do you remember that?
I do.
This was a month ago or something
I blame
like that.
you for that.
we were dead off the back of the whole group. It's like, was it the last lap?
So I was dead off the back the entire race.
Okay.
I don't know how I hung on to begin with. And I mean, I heard your recap about how there were dialed guys drilling it the whole time. It's like, okay, that makes sense why I'm so tired just trying to hang with you guys.
It was a fast race.
And I have every piece of evidence fresh in my brain from this podcast that you're saying how tired you are, how out of shape. I have no reason to think that you're going to be my ticket to a win. And yet I'm still like, Lance, we got to do something.
This is Dylan with like a lap and a half to go. He rides up to me. This is our shot right now.
If I say it out loud, it comes true.
That's right. Dylan's like, Lance, get in my wheel. We're going to go right to the front. And so
we're going to fly.
We're going to fly to the front. And so Dylan drills it. He goes from like 210 watts to 220 watts.
It's insane. Lance is puking, trying to hold my wheel.
Huge. I'm wiping the puke off my shoulder, sticking on Dylan's wheel. 10 seconds later, we'd gone nowhere, and I'm like, "Was that it, Dylan? Are we done? Go to the front." And I'm like, "Yep, all right."
All we did was move out into the wind.
All we did was we did nothing. It went nowhere and did nothing, and we just laughed at each other.
So, real answer though, as soon as I start moving up, and maybe if this didn't happen, maybe I would have made it halfway up the pack before getting tired. But I start moving up, and then I saw that guy get swervy and unclip into Jake.
Yes.
It's like, oh, we're about to see the whole pack go down, and then I can just coast in for 10th place. But no one went down, and now I'm out in the wind, and now my head's out of it because that's all it takes to just get me. Nope, I'm driving home today.
Nope.
But then I was like, oh, I can still be in this. And I think it was Chris Hannell on the front.
Yes.
But he had just pulled 3 laps or whatever, so he was drifting back, and I went on the wrong side of him. I was like, where's my lead out? Why isn't he going? Yeah. Did not plan that one right.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get lapped or pulled, so we made the whole race.
But this is the common theme with my races, is that in the race, at 180 BPM heart rate, I have one set of things in my mind like, oh, I know that guy's tired. I should go. This is my plan. Then after the race, when I review the footage or think about it or talk to anyone, it's like, oh, so this is what's actually happening.
Right.
Like the PIR last week, I was convinced that I started a break and then had to let it go when they were too strong. There were 9 riders up there. I finally get back with the pack, and I'm 100% convinced that break is still up there by a minute and that we have to work together to get them back. But now I'm too tired to work, so I'm like, okay, I'm just hanging on. Maybe I can outsprint the field for 11th place. And what actually happened was we got shattered enough that everyone sat up, and now we've regrouped. And now I'm in the lead group, but don't know it.
But
until
don't
I'm just
know
like, oh, this race sucks. It's a throwaway. So when I let them go with a lap and a half to go, 'cause I'm like, too spicy. I'm out. I followed too many of these. Like, no, that was my ticket. That was it. that was the race.
When you film these things, because it's cool that you actually go back and look at footage, you put a GoPro on the front of your bike. Where do
and
where
the
do you
rear.
go?
It goes
Front and rear?
under the computer on the front. It's
Under the computer. Okay, it's the mount one, right? And then you've got one in the behind the saddle.
Yeah,
or
and
whatever.
The one in front has all that cool stabilization, so it makes
Okay,
it
gotcha.
smooth.
Okay,
You can do the time lapse if you want,
All
like on
kinds of
Tabor.
things.
But yeah, I mean,
I
it's
saw
a
that
lot
video.
of effort to
Change
revisit the
things or-
race,
Yeah.
and relive it. Like,
Yep. It's
these PIRs, they're so hard at the time.
Right.
It's a really hard race. I'm like, it's too soon. I can't watch this again yet.
right. Give it a little breathing room.
Yeah, and it's helpful because you see like all the mistakes you made, and you're like, okay, wait, I'm off the group here. Let's rewind. Okay, there's half a bike length gap here, and it just grows. How did that get there? Oh, it's because I just went out in the wind for 1 second and let that gap grow.
Do you keep all of your footage
On YouTube?
just on YouTube?
You
Do
just throw it away after that.
Do you just dump it when you're done, or
Yeah, I mean, there's gigs and gigs of it.
Yeah. It's so much.
Once I chunk it down, like maybe I'll save it or save a clip down highlights version that we can do commentary over.
Yeah.
But that's its own level of effort. If in a perfect world, on Wednesday or Thursday, I'd be motivated enough to put a group together to talk about it. Hey, let's joke around and make a show and make it 8 minutes long. And then as soon as that doesn't happen, I'm like, am I ever going to put this out? So I'm sitting on like 5 or 6 of them.
Do you film in like 4K on the front and 1080p in the back, or
I used to, but then it wouldn't last a whole PIR. So you have to put it in like
Right.
battery saving mode and do like 2.7 or
okay?
10.8, yeah.
2.7. I don't know why. I feel like that's a sweet spot.
Yeah, but GoPro just came out with their new extended batteries for those.
I've got some. You want to borrow one?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Try one. You borrow one and you can see if it works for you. And
what are you using? The 8, 9, the 10?
10.
10? Gotcha. Yep.
Highest quality.
Oh, so nice.
Those are good cameras.
So nice.
If we're going to
They're
talk
great.
about my personal brand, it's putting in a lot, like an inordinate amount of effort into a really
Ice cream sandwich!
thing. Or like a really
my
lame
brand.
joke.
That's my
That's
brand.
my brand. At the crit race, there should be several shots of me flipping off the rear camera. I kept riding up on behind Dylan and
camera.
flipping off the. Oh, there's Dylan's camera. I'm gonna flip it off.
Every camera you see, really. It's not just
Really,
Dylan.
It's not
It's
just
just
Dylan's.
anyone's camera.
If somebody has a camera, it's getting flipped off.
So I need to go through my rear cam footage and just put together a compilation of that, because I know there's so many of them and I haven't seen half of them because I just scrubbed through it. But,
Right.
I'll put that out.
A typical PIR race is about an hour, correct?
Hour 15. Maybe.
Hour 15. I should let you use my Insta360 camera on the back one
those are
time.
fun.
It's actually quite a bit of fun, and it will last the whole time. It usually lasts about an hour and 15, hour and 20. I've let it run through the whole vlogging ride. I'm knocking stuff around here, and it's worked.
And you
So-
can pick your point of view later.
Yeah.
Your POVs can be pretty awesome.
The
So,
quality is lesser than a GoPro 2.7.
but for a chase camera, having it be smaller on a small screen, typically, it's going to look really good.
It's interesting the front one if you use it in the front, because you can you can set up where it almost looks like there's a drone in front of you because it hides the stick.
Yes.
So it's kind of an interesting perspective.
Yeah, that's a good one too. But you've just got this big
Thing in front of you.
Yeah.
big dong hanging out in front
Phallus
of your bike.
in front of you.
Thank you.
Isn't there some sort of swivel mount you can put on your helmet? So based on which way you're cornering, it'll swing out and take a picture of you from that angle.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
We got to try that.
All right.
Or
I'm in.
or a drone in
That
really
sounds
close
safe.
follow mode, like
Oh yeah,
5 feet away.
Also sounds safe.
Yeah, sounds good.
And swivel
safe
thing on the head. I could see him
We do
start
it.
like doing like the head circles.
How
as
did
it
we
gets
not do
going
that
around.
at the crit this past week? It seems like safety first at all those crits.
Someone posted drone footage of the crit
Yeah.
already on YouTube. And it's just, some guy playing around with his drone, but
Yeah.
it looks really cool to see that whole line of Pro 1-2 people.
Oh, I bet.
So I wish we could have someone doing that at PIR, someone with a lot of free time.
Yeah,
And energy.
everyone. Just, I want to get into FPV drones. I'm sure Jake's in on this too.
Those are fun. Yeah.
And that I've seen some of the every once in a while you'll see one of these videos pop up on like YouTube or something like that where like an FPV drone is flying like through the peloton of the pro peloton, and I think there's one where some guy like flies his FPV through a bike like while someone's
What?
cycling. It's like insane because these guys have these
I
small
wanna see those outtakes.
quadcopters. Yeah, and it's just I know, right? How many people got hit doing this? But they're little quadcopter things, and they have like little safety around the propellers, and so it's like, if you get hit by that thing, it's not going to hurt you. But dang.
Have you seen the one for they do the urban downhilling stuff?
Mm-hmm.
It's like in like Brazil or something like that. And they had like one of those pro FPV guys chasing one of these pro riders, and he freaking nailed it, following the guy all the way down. They had to have different receivers all the way down, just make sure that there was constant connectivity. And he followed him all the way down. And it's like you're just like glued to the chair, like white knuckling watching this, and it's like, that is insane.
Ugh.
What's FVP?
FPV. So
first person view.
Oh, so it's these drones. You wear goggles, like basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So have you ever seen anyone kind of doing this
I
stuff?
think so. Yeah.
I'll send you some clips. The footage is just very different because it's like swooping and flipping and just a very different style. It's not like boring drone shots. They're just like. They're flying. They go so fast, and they do. A lot of times, you'll see these like real estate stuff where they'll grab a skyscraper and they'll flip it and drop down it, or you'll see them do that on a waterfall or whatever. So it's going like straight down, and it's just interesting shots.
Oh, cool.
Yep. They crash a lot.
They crash a lot, and just to figure out that whole thing and learn that whole process is like you got to dedicate like a year of your life to it, which.
How to fly them properly.
Just how to fly them.
Yeah.
You're supposed to spend more time in the simulators than you are actually flying. So when you get some spare time, like you break your ribs or something, who knows? Then that's what you do.
I laid around and watched Bill Cosby crap.
Bill Cosby or FPV
or
drones?
FPV drones. I should have
both
done
good.
that.
Yeah,
it's both worthwhile.
Good choices. Good choices.
This has been Drone Talk.
Drone Talk.
Brought to you by DJI.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was into a little bit of FPV about 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Back when you had to build your own drones and flight control. It was stupid because I would get up a little bit in a populated area, and this is Seattle, so I went around the Space Needle once or twice.
Whoa.
Right before that guy got busted for it, when they're like, wait, people shouldn't be doing it because this is a flight path and there's a helicopter landing pad near here. But I would spec out. I did a little bit of my homework about specking out my flight plan and how I was going to dodge actual flight paths. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to get this angle.
Holy
I'm going to
smokes.
time it so I can get the sunrise in the background, and then I'm going to come back out, and I'm going to drive away. Like, I'm going to get in and out, no questions, get that shot.
Wow.
And I felt super guilty about it. I was like, am I going to get
You're
busted?
like, show no one this beautiful footage.
But the goggle technology at that time was so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're looking at this low-res shot, and it's all grainy, and as soon as there was a little bit of static, I'm just like, did I lose my drone? Where am I? Because now I have to look up and try and find it.
Oh.
And then there was like Seafair one time, and one of the big military ships came in.
Oh, wow.
And I parked at the dock. I was like, I'll go fly over there and say hi. And like right as I'm flying over, I'm getting so paranoid. And like all these, air show planes are flying low overhead. It's like, I'm busted. I got to get out of here.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Somebody pulls out a shotgun and just blasts it out of the sky.
I can't have this on my record.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Again. 10 years ago, I mean, the technology is like, it's exploding as far as like the community of FPV droning goes. It's getting better, and you can just buy stuff as opposed to building it. Although I think a lot of the better FPVers like build their own drones.
Yeah. And I mean, the pros for newer stuff is that they're smaller and safer. So if you do hit a child, maybe it'll nick their skin, but it's not a flying 6-bladed chainsaw like I had. So I was always super nervous about flying that near people because what if it goes wrong?
Yep.
And now I'm responsible for that.
Yep.
Anyway, this has been
Drone
Downer Talk.
That was back in the Quat Face 1 days.
Oh, yeah. That guy got banned. That guy
banned.
sucks.
All right. You all done with your back pedal?
Oh, no. We got to backpedal like 8 months of stuff. What do we do?
What else
So
have you been
keep it
doing?
coming.
I spent this last year saying yes to a lot of stuff that I probably would have said no to in years prior. Mostly because, and again, I represent the portion of OBRA that are more introverted than maybe everyone at this table, maybe. But the people that would, show up to a race and do their race and maybe don't feel like talking about it and just want to go home. Like, I just want to show up and race and go home. And sometimes I feel like that. But I've been consciously trying to break out of my shell and get out of my comfort zone and do cool stuff. Or, maybe it turns out to not be cool.
Ice cream sandwiches.
Hey. You're welcome, kids.
Fuck.
Thank the kids for the cursing, though. Okay.
So, Travis Richardson asked me kind of on a whim to MC the courthouse crit.
Yep.
And he didn't know if Luciano was going to be able to make it and MC the event. And he was just trying to line up resources. I guess, a lot of stuff was last minute for them. And I said, hey, I'm not the right guy to do this, but whatever you need, sure. Like, I'll go call out races and say stuff. And then at the last, and he added the asterisk, if we do get someone to do this, I'll just call you and no big deal. You can come race.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. Maybe I get a free race of it. Awesome.
Yeah.
So I think it was Thursday or Friday before the crit. He's calling me. It's like, good. Now I don't have to worry, because he told me I had to put together a playlist too and DJ the whole thing. It's like,
Right.
what?
This is getting complicated.
It's like, I got a Quack Face 2 play song. It's like an intro. Let's play that over and over.
I got a banjo. Let's go.
Let's do it.
So, and I'm stressing about it because I don't know how to MC an event.
Yeah.
So he calls and I'm like, good. I'm getting out of it. And I answer. He's like, hey, I got a question for you. Can you do Sunday's crit as well?
Not only are you going to do it, but you're going to do both.
Yeah.
Doubling up.
And so what did I say? Yeah, Travis, whatever you need. So like with Travis and with Scott Schultz, like they're doing so much work to put on these races.
Uh-huh.
I figure it's the least I can do if they ask for help, just say yes, whatever I can do to help. And if I can't, like if I have a scheduling thing, I'll be there for a half a day, whatever I can do. You guys are doing the hard work, building the trails, putting on these races. So I emceed a couple races, and at the courthouse crit, like I said, I'm more of an introvert. And so when they put me on a mic and said, do your thing, like, no one knows me here.
What thing is that?
Like, what am I supposed to say?
Fresh slate, no one knows.
Yeah. Here goes race number 1. I don't know.
My theory was like, if you do a bad enough job, you will not get invited to do it again.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. You could do anything you want on your last day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But start getting into it. Okay, there's now music playing, and I can relax. And I still have no idea what I'm doing, but the races are going, and David Root will come over and be like, "Hey, give him a $20 preem this lap." It's like, okay, so this is the race organizer just deciding on a whim how much money out of his pocket he's going to give to these racers, which is cool and impressive. And like, wait, I don't have any skin in this game. Like this, I respect this. And I would call it out, like they'd be coming by and, at 28 miles an hour, and I'd be like, $20 preem. So if anyone wants this money, bike fast and $20. They couldn't hear a damn word.
They couldn't hear anything that was happening.
No, and I did that like 3 or 4 more times where I'm just like, hey, this next preem is $40. Thinking I'm all cool. And David Root comes over. He's like,
ice cream sandwiches.
What are you doing? No, he didn't say that.
Yeah.
Cha-ching. He didn't say it. He was nice about it, but he's like, hey, when you're giving away my money, can you please be more excited or pretend to be more excited? I was like, oh, okay. If I'm not enthusiastic about people winning this money, why should anyone else be excited? Plus, when they're biking by and they want to know what the preem is for, you got to just say it over and over, $20, $20, $20.
They need to hear it.
Yeah. So ironing out basic stuff like that, took half the day, but then we kind of got into a flow, and you wanted more things like, hey, we're going to do podiums. Can you announce names? And it's like, okay, you're like, this is really the MC gig. And I didn't realize any of this going in. So it was fun to do. And then the Sunday after the hammer crit, I was doing that. It's just like totally relaxed mode. Like, oh, I've done this before. And I had
kind
Nate,
of a professional here.
Yeah. You may have heard of me, but I asked Nate Dramer to show up, and Adrian Newman also helped me out. And she's amazing about keeping everything organized and like, this is who won the preems and like just all the logistics that none of us were thinking about on the day. And then David Raitan, and they're just so good on the mic about being funny and having cool things to say. Actual like racing knowledge that you can make the event funner for people watching it. Stuff that I wouldn't be able to do on my own. So it was awesome to do.
Now I know that you like this man. How much more respect do you have for Luciano Bailey now?
He is a machine.
That guy he's incredible.
Yeah.
And he's got like a memory, like an elephant. He doesn't, he remembers everybody's name. He knows all of their stories, and he's just calling out people, and it just flows the whole time. And the music, there's never a glitch there. And he's magical. And I just really hope
he's
that
the flavor of Oregon bike racing.
Yeah.
Wow.
He needs to get back.
Yeah. So I was, everything, every decision I made, it was like, what would Luciano do in this situation? Let me try and do that. Let me try and keep the flavor going of Oregon bike racing. But yeah, I hope he gets better, and I hope he comes back.
Sure.
Cool experience, though.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I didn't get yelled at, so that was cool.
You're not doing it right, man.
Now, it's not uncommon for Luciano to come out and call cross races. Will you be doing some of the Harvest Cross races?
I talked to Scott about this, about the Washougal Cross, because he's going to have the whole
right.
motocross facilities and that PA system, so we'll see.
Oh, wow.
And then Travis was also talking about putting together a guerrilla band somewhere in the woods, like hidden in a cross course. Like we'll just set up like a 3 or 4 piece band with the generator.
Really?
Yeah. So you can just, like you're deep in the woods in some trail, and here's some guys.
Please
some
break out
shitty
the
music.
banjo. How fun would that be, right? Like
Everyone stops and turns around
out there, and you're like, and people are just gonna be like, "Wait, what?
What is happening?"
We took a wrong turn.
We're in Washougal. We know we're in Washougal now.
Anything goes.
That's right.
Anything goes.
Well, if you ever need any help with that stuff, let us know.
My man.
That would be a good time.
Yeah.
Sit there and we should go do a podcast at one of these things.
Just sit there and
Just
podcast and watch a race.
Talk to people.
Yeah, we should.
If there's good reception too, we could even live stream. Just saying.
Especially if I'm broken and I'm not racing.
Yeah. And we hide on the course also, somewhere separate from the banjo.
It's separate from the banjo.
Although it'd be
Mic
nice to be able to
everyone
hear a
up
little
in the race, so you have the race radios, and you're doing the podcast during the cross.
Yeah, there you go.
We could actually do that. I've got
batteries or something.
Got mics.
we got stuff.
I got stuff.
Let's go. It's happening. No, I guess the most stressful part was when David Root wanted to interview the winners of the women's Pro 1-2 and the men's Pro 1-2, and everyone's looking at me with a mic. I'm like, hey Nate, hey David, you guys want to do this? And I'm like, nope. And so I have no business going up to Brenna Rye Simpson and being like, hey, tell me how you won that race. Did you pedal hard? Like, I have so much respect for you. You're so good at bikes. Like, it was just awesome to watch you play out that race and stomp and destroy and just be amazing.
Yeah. And then race the men's 1-2
yeah.
prior to
And
that
hanging
race.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Animal. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what else?
I love that.
What else? I painted a bike or two.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys heard.
Anything cool? I think I follow your Instagram.
Yeah.
I think I've seen
Right
something
hook
reasonable.
finishes.
Right hook
It's
finishes.
awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's really, really cool.
Did it just get hacked?
Ice cream sandwiches.
Right hook finishes 2 will be the new handle.
Are you doing anything for yourself right now? In terms
I've
of
got-
doing paint jobs or any-
No. I have a gravel bike hanging up in the garage, ready to paint.
Okay.
But I'm not going to be able to get to that till next winter.
That busy, huh?
Well, maybe not that busy, but that much backlog that I'm slow to work through. So painting a bike, it takes a back seat to my day job.
You still have a day job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm also not very good at.
That's your problem right there.
Yeah, doing my actual job, taking care of kids because they're home during the summer. So maybe I'll have more time during the school year. And then just, basic taking care of the house stuff because my wife is working full time now. And so more of that falls to me. And then if I know we all feel the days when you just have to get on the bike and do a ride.
Yeah.
And for me, most of the time that's on the trainer because it's right there. But okay, there's an hour and a half that I'm going to be riding, not painting.
Mm-hmm.
And then if anything gets in the way, like, the garage is a little messy, I got to clean that up. Like, there's so many barriers to it. That's what's preventing me from just churning these things out.
It's preventing you from being, Cat 1 professional cyclist and professional.
Is that it?
A lot. I mean, you just have these tiny barriers. They're tiny.
I'm my own worst enemy.
But tell us about a recent bike. Rainbow, anything rainbowish?
Oh, yeah, the Rainbow, a pair of,
S-Works or
of
something.
matching Santa Cruz cross bikes
Oh, yeah?
for a very talented local athlete. And she's going to take it on some national cross races this year.
Wow.
So
Oh, wow.
I'm super excited to see that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Some photos of that. Oh, it's going to be great.
just tune into the live stream. Hey, I know that person.
That's a nice bike.
Excellent. What else?
What else?
I know,
Ugh.
right? I mean, that's just amazing. If we're looking at Instagram right now, I think that's the best place to look at the bike pics, right?
That's the only. Well, I guess my website lags.
There's a website,
like,
but but the Instagram's going to have the
how
most
the internet
recent.
works.
Internet's hard. No one knows how it works.
It's magic. I've been helping out with East Portland Youth Cycling.
Hey, there you go.
Oh,
excellent.
cool.
And that's a junior racing development team with a couple old guys on it too, for some reason. And what I like to do is, in air quotes, help out. So James Newman is running the team, and he's got 4 kids on it, maybe 5. I lost count. But they're super talented. And one just started first time got on a bike a year ago. And now, and they drive up to the Seattle Velodrome because it's the closest one, and they're going up like every week. But he actually looks like a real bike racer now.
Oh, wow.
And so sometimes they have like a real event going on at the track and not just like weeknight deal. And they live stream it. And so you can see them racing, and like when they do the attack, it's all televised. Like, yeah, go, go, go. So I don't know if I have any, knowledge to impart to these kids, but it's what can I do to help? Like if you're coming to me saying, hey, I need some help running this team or shuttling these kids from one place to another, like, yeah, how can I help? How can I make that work?
Is it for track cycling or road racing or cyclocross?
So they do a lot of track cycling, but they're also deep into road racing and crits too.
Okay, so they're trying to at least train these kids how to race properly on the road or the track.
And I know he's won the cross series before for juniors. This Gavin Newman kid. My nemesis, and I think he's going to win it again this year. It's just so awesome to ride with these kids who can stomp me at a moment's notice. And Gavin just went to track nationals, which was amazing to watch.
Oh,
because
wow!
He's worked all year, more dedication than I could do as a 13-year-old or 14-year-old, and so he goes to track nationals, and the first race does not go his way, and it's like a 2-race omnium, and so. In every points race, every third lap is worth points, and he's just out of the points every time. It's just like, no, you're so close. So the second race, we all tune in. We're like, go get him, G, go get him. And he attacks from the gun and catches everyone sleeping, and they have to, the whole field has to work to catch him. And they bring him back, and everyone sits up. Next lap, he attacks again.
Oh, yes.
And the announcers are going crazy for this. Like, who is this kid? He's going for the most aggressive rider jersey. Yeah. And he did it about 3 more times where he just kept attacking. He's like, yeah, this is my race. And the entire pack had to just watch him and respond. So it was super satisfying to see that and be like, that's my kind of race. And, if he won first place in that, I don't know if that'd be enough to place in the Omnium. So it's just like, hey, I have a race to throw away. I'm just going big. I'm not going to sit in and just finish. So,
how did the race finish, though?
I think he ended up in 14th.
Okay.
Some of those 14-year-olds are monsters.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I know who the kid is that you're talking about.
I recognize the name, too.
Yeah. Oh, we'll talk about him afterwards.
Yes. Lance, have you ever had a nemesis that didn't know they were your rival? And I'm glaring at you now.
I'm very vocal, so no. I go right up to him and say, "Hey, what's your race plan for this race?"
But many people have you as their nemesis.
That's possible. Yes. I'm really not that good of a racer. I'm just consistent and stupid in my race tactics, and so I'm not
consistently stupid.
Consistently stupid.
Dangerous. That's why we're evenly matched.
Maybe.
I wish.
All right. Well, that's all good stuff. What's next?
You got a topic for the podcast?
Man.
You're in charge here.
Come on, take
a lot
over.
Of pressure.
Come on, boss.
Oh,
a lot of pressure.
Here's the pressure.
We don't have to have a topic either.
No, there's it's hot seat. Actually, I did print out a bunch of hot seat questions because I was gonna make a video where I ask the dumbest hot seat questions. And then actually
you were like,
we have Evan for that.
Dial podcast has already done all of these dumb questions.
No, I started looking at it, and they're actually like terrible questions. Not good content, super offensive. It's like, nah, not going to do it.
Super offensive. Perfect.
Yeah, but in the spirit of putting a lot of effort into something really dumb, let's talk about bringing visual medium to a podcast. I have something for you, Jake.
Uh-oh.
It's a giveaway for your Patreon subscribers.
Wow. This could be interesting.
It's not. prepare to be underwhelmed.
All right, so Dylan's tearing into a bag here underneath the table. Can't see what he's got going on.
It's drugs, isn't it?
It's Oh. You need some artwork here in your shop.
Uh-oh, what's this? Oh, look at that. Oh, my gosh, this is hilarious. Hold on. You see that?
Oh.
Beef Mountain, the incredible Beef Mountains of Dialed. And it shows a mountain range made out of beef. Look at that. That's
that is
fantastic.
so rad.
I don't see a mountain range. I just see Mike Guyvan back there.
Oh,
That's actually really
wow.
quite nice.
That is pretty cool. That'll be up on social media.
That's
maybe
an official Travel Oregon poster.
Maybe even
Travel Oregon.
Is it really with the
Yeah.
little few alterations there?
Look, Travel Oregon at the bottom.
Travel Oregon.
Yeah, I see some thumbnail art coming to life here. So
Oh, that's fantastic.
dude, that's so awesome, Dylan. Good.
Ta-da.
I don't know. Maybe that just needs to stay in our bathroom here at the lab with all of our other little trophies and
Yeah,
things.
maybe we're not giving that away. That might have to go up on the wall,
Yeah.
Dylan.
Look at the peaks of these mountains, man. This is some fine craftsmanship here.
Some good looking grizzle right there.
Lovely marbled
well done.
beef mountains.
Lance is drooling over here.
It's nicely framed. It's actually just very nice. I like it.
Oh, look at
cheapest frame I could find.
the car's got a little DC team logo.
Yeah.
See, you can see it. It took me all 20 minutes to do. Hey, Lance.
It's perfect.
It is. It's really nice.
I know you don't want to laugh, but I have something for you.
Please, okay, don't.
What's this?
Oh my gosh. No laughing. No laughing.
Oh my God! It's
The
a
Sun Valley Salsa Company.
Oh my
KOM
god.
fuel.
chundering everywhere. It's Pico
There's
de
a-
Gallo.
There's a picture of a guy on a bike puking on himself
That
as he's
is
riding through.
Really good.
That never happens, right?
It never happens more than once a week. It happens at least once a week. Where was I? It was just last week I threw up on myself, and I can't remember what it was for.
Flogging ride.
No, it was the flogging
Lance,
ride.
please stop eating salsa.
I really should
Everyone's
stop
begging
eating
you.
Okay.
salsa.
What font is that on top? You've nailed this thing. It is really well done.
Oh my gosh.
Did you
Thank
make
you,
that
Dylan.
artwork?
You're on to me. I put a lot of time into font selection because you have to pick just
It
the right
has
one.
to. It has to match.
Yeah.
I know.
Like
I know.
this Travel Oregon has to be the official font,
It-
or else it won't look right.
Yeah. What do you use to match your fonts? There's like
Font Squirrel
yeah,
Maturator.
there you go.
Yeah.
I've used that before. It's so
I
good.
put a lot of
Squirrel?
time. Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually put in a font and it'll be like, this font is close to this or whatever. And then you find the free font because you don't want to pay $70 for a font. But look
For
at
one
that.
little
It's
project.
perfect.
Yeah. It's sad how much time I spend in font matching, and
Yeah.
no, the look of this isn't quite right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dylan. That is hilarious.
Turned out
And
really well.
This is also going up on the wall.
Oh yeah, that's impressive.
So for all of these, I have this printed framed deal, and I have one more print that's unframed for you guys to give away. And I deleted the
Whoa.
files, so they will never be made again.
Oh,
I
I
like
didn't
your
delete it.
I like your technique of like I delete all video files. I
renamed
delete
it, so
all
I won't be
Photoshop-
able to find-
Photoshop files. Delete them.
Jake, I have something else for you.
uh-oh. I'm getting nervous.
The drug bag is bag full of drugs.
Another picture. What's this? Flogging ride. Look at this.
Wow,
Thursday, 6 p.m., Lacamas Lake.
dude, that is awesome.
Man, I hope that's accurate.
Fami Sofier? What is that?
Okay, now Stefano told me that means make me suffer in Italian.
Oh.
But if it says something else, I will not be held responsible.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Let me get a
The
photo.
flogging ride.
Yeah, there you go. That is rad. Dylan,
It is really cool.
you're too kind, sir. This is I wish people could we should live stream again, you guys. So
know,
people
they
can
should
actually
be able
see
to
this
see
stuff.
these.
We'll post all these
We'll
up
have to
on
post 'em
social
up.
media, but this is incredible. Those
I'm
are
doing
some-
my best to make every other guest you've had on here look like a
Classic chocolate ice cream sandwiches.
Well done. That has happened.
Nailed it. Nailed it. Every guest from now on, I'm gonna be like, "Where are our pictures?
Where's the gifts? I need some gifts.
Where are our gifts?"
Is Evan Price coming in today?
He'll get here eventually.
at some
He
point.
said eventually, but maybe not. So,
Yeah.
did you have something
I
for?
did. We can laugh at him.
Okay.
Well,
let's-
that's normal.
that's normal. Evan's
He
the
might
one we
show
like
up
to
in
make
15
fun of.
minutes.
It's an old ad I found.
The phrase of the day is "Shut up, Evan."
This is the stupidest one of all, just FYI.
Dr. Price's Miracle Ice for crack and crotch. Quick cures.
On the last podcast, he was talking about how he never used. He
always uses chamois cream, and he always wears a chamois. And I was teasing him that I never use chamois cream unless it's over 4 hours. So,
which is interesting because he bikes a lot.
He does.
He must go through a ton of chamois cream.
That's exactly what I was
looking for another sponsor. Yeah, probably gets out of the shower, slaps on some deodorant, a little bit of chamois cream, and off through his day. You know, he's all good. He's prepped and ready to go ride.
Yeah, I never used chamois cream until a 3-day mountain bike weekend, and then after day 1, it was rough.
Yeah, right.
Chamois cream is necessary.
It is necessary for multi-day things. Yeah, that's fantastic. So this
is
picture
awesome.
is like an old-timey snake oil salesman thing.
Snake oil? How dare you? It's a proven cure.
Quick cures.
Dr. Price's Miracle Ice for crack and crotch.
Oh, is it hot outside? Just shove some ice in your underpants.
This is so
Oh, that's fantastic.
For your Patreon subscribers.
Oh, look at this.
Look at that. An extra.
Here, pick this up for a second. We'll put
posters.
this.
I got
all of them.
As I grind your podcast to a halt.
Ha! This is brilliant.
That is, I like.
Thank you.
These are really nice.
Should we do a drawing right now? What do you think?
A Patreon drawing for their pick of poster?
For a pick of a poster, yeah. We could do that here in just a second. If you want to go grab the little tin of like all of our Patreons, we can do a drawing right now and let them pick the poster of their choosing.
We could do this over the next like 4 podcasts because
yeah, for sure,
4 prints.
Yeah, it's one of each of the.
So there's some of these we're keeping because these are. We can't like just let these out of the dialed lab. There's like this one I feel like needs to live here forever.
Yeah.
That one needs to that's going to Lance's house.
Yeah, these are pretty rad.
They're
all right, so
amazing.
Lance has got the little jar of Patreons. Let's throw everybody back in there. Are there some people that are taken out? I think we should just do a reset on that.
Starting from
It's been a while. Well, as far as I know, it's been a while since we've done a Patreon drawing.
All right, Lance, shake that bad boy up. Let's do a little Patreon drawing.
Dylan gets the honors.
Let's go.
What you got there, Dylan?
Who's the winner and my new best friend?
Drum roll, please.
Dove Eric.
Dove Eric.
Dove.
I was supposed to win this.
Dove Eric is a close friend of Evan's. Knows Evan pretty well, right?
She actually lives in Ohio too, so we'll have to
Yep.
figure out a way to get this out to her. She's a regular listener of the podcast.
We can give her the Evan one.
Give her the Evan one.
Yeah, I think we might have to just choose that for her. Yeah,
she'll probably
crack and crevice cream.
She'll love
crack
that.
and crevice cream.
She will love that. She'll think it's hilarious.
Dylan, you are a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you for bringing these in and doing all of that.
Which one is your favorite? From like your design art style, whatever. Which one did you enjoy?
Whatever
making the
one
most?
I did the most recently. Because I was only going to bring in
That's how it
one, the
goes.
Beef Mountains.
And
And then
started.
I was like, I need to make a dozen of these. And then and then I heard the podcast about Lance and his salsa. It's like, and for me, if an idea like makes me laugh in the car or, just to myself or, just sitting there thinking about it and I chuckle, I'm like, okay, that's probably worth doing. And it's the same with like a video or with a paint job. If it's going to make me chuckle twice, I should probably do it. So there you go.
My target for this week is this dialed guy right here. All these dialed guys are super strong, Beef Mountains, and this guy's got a crazy sprint. So what I want to do is stay on his wheel as best I can, at least so I can watch what he does.
Beef.
You created a monster right there.
He recently went to Mount Rainier this last week and tried to take some of the climbing KOMs, like the hour-long climbing KOMs, from like the entrance to Mount Rainier National Park all the way to like Paradise, one of the tops. He didn't quite get it, but he made it.
He has a jersey that says Beef Mountains too.
Was he
right?
top 10?
Yes.
Yeah, he was like second. No, he was
just
close.
How far off was he?
I think he was like seconds off of a like 50-minute effort or something. Yeah. If I'm that's me trying to recall in my brain, which does not function very well lately.
Now, what's his secret? The borscht and the brisket?
Yep, the beef.
Correct. It's borscht and brisket.
Which I still have not seen a recipe for.
We have
Get on it.
posted a borscht recipe.
I'll have to pull that up for you. Anything else that you want to talk about, Dylan? Any questions you got for us? Any thorns in your side? Any beef?
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with all y'all.
Y'all.
Bring it.
Bring it.
What the?
Homemade ice cream sandwiches.
No, whatever I had written down for you guys on my hand, it got sweaty and now I can't read it. So.
You pulled the Ocean's 11 mistake. Is that what I lost? Because he was wiping the sweat off.
What videos do you have in the work right now? What's going to come out next on Clap Phase 2?
Coming up next is a recap of Portland Criterium.
Okay.
And then, I posted that full-length PIR mostly just to prove that those cool time gaps I have work. Like, okay, this is how much effort it would take to do that for a whole race, and then chop it down later. But
so you started putting up the little Tour de France graphic on there, which is pretty stinking awesome. So
Amazing.
It's got like the leader, and it's got like the person second place and chase group and all the times. Like, how did you make that, or did you get that from somewhere?
How did I do that, Matt? What's your guess? Tell me, because I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Because I'm super proud of it, and it was a lot of work.
I have a guess.
So, what, magic?
No, you just faked it. You just made up the gaps.
Wiggins in the lead by 3 minutes. What's going on?
How is that possible?
I changed the rear cams. You can't see any. So it's all Strava flybys. And so they show that graph, but they won't give you the raw data. So you can take an image capture and with another website, extrapolate the data from that. And then you have to chunk it down in Excel so it makes sense about, like, okay, the leaders are at 0, everyone's behind that. And then if 2 different sources you picked from are within a couple seconds, they're probably in the same group. So condense that down. And then putting all that in Premiere is its own beast. And like, are there 3 chase groups or just 1, or is it all together?
I'm wondering if there's math you could do in After Effects.
Magic.
You know what I'm talking about?
That's a significant amount of work.
Because you can, so in After Effects, you can basically script it. It's not like officially JavaScript, but it's like, I don't remember what they call it, but you have some scripting that you can do in After Effects. But I don't know, man. It's those After Effects are supposed to be these small files, and that would be massive.
Hour footage.
Yeah.
After Effects. Yeah, there's got to be some way to make. Just the switching between.
Only because of the Excel part is what I'm interested in. Is because if you could load it with data points and have basically extrapolate the differences in between, then it would animate along a curve. I think it's possible.
Yeah, but then there's also the adding the captions, like who's in this group, and Tour de France. There's someone doing that in the TV studio.
Yeah.
So that's basically what I have to do. But
it's cool.
Yeah, so it's fun. I think it's cool to see and actually watch the replay and see how those gaps change. And that's where that group was. And look, they were only, when I was starting a break, because that's the only time I've ever started a break, we had 10 seconds. And when I felt like we had 30 seconds, we had 9 seconds.
It wasn't as long as you thought.
I thought we were going really hard, but no, they were going hard too. So it's fun to see on replay. So I have some of that for the Portland Crit. I'm doing a 4-day mountain bike extravaganza that we do every year called Shredcation. And this year we're going to Bend, Oregon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
I think you did Oak Ridge last year. Yeah. Why do I remember that?
It might. I think that was the year before, and then it was Ashland.
It was Ashland. Okay. That's what it was. Yeah.
Ashland. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Because you shuttle up I-5, and it's quick and smooth, and then you just ride down all day, and then you grab lunch and you do it again. But there's a whole bunch of Bend locals that are waiting for us, and they're going to shuttle us up some cool rides.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I've never ridden, so yes.
Huh.
Wait, you've never ridden the mountain bike trails of Bend?
No, I did Sister Stampede once, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah. There's good stuff out there.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. That's cool.
What is your favorite racing? You're doing it all. Your road, your cross, your a little bit of mountain, some short track.
I do it all.
Have you done a gravel race yet?
I have not.
No.
My only gravel bike is my cross bike, and I don't feel good about riding that on big gravel.
So that's coming soon, though, right? I mean, you'll definitely jump into that at some point in time.
Yeah, once parts are available.
Right.
Let me know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Might have some stuff for you.
God. Yeah. Oh, coming up with the funds to build a gravel bike when I have all these bikes, and then, getting spousal approval for that. It's an uphill battle. So maybe I'll have
You're
to
supposed to have a secret fund for the bike
Let's
stuff.
get you 1,000 subscribers for Quap Phase 2 so you can get monetized, and then it'll start to just pay for itself, right?
go.
Like, honey, I need to get a gravel bike because I need more content for the old YouTubes. That knows the game.
Oh, yeah.
It's a business.
Don't worry. This bike only costs $50. Don't
You
sell
got a
it.
receipt printer?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd like to do a gravel race. They sound fun, and doing gravel grinders everywhere. Cross really burns me out because it's the end of road season, and then you're just going hard for an hour, and it's just like by the end of cross season, if I miss a race or two, I'm just like
An anabolic ice cream sandwich.
I'm over it. I can't
Too
do it
much.
anymore. Yeah. So, and cross is fun, right? And while you're doing it, maybe it doesn't feel so fun, but it's a cool atmosphere and it's fun to be done with the race. So
Correct.
Again, I represent everyone who goes to a cross race and does it and does not enjoy it and says, this sucks. Why does anyone like this? I feel you.
What category are you racing this year?
Oh, it depends on the time slot. I usually do the Cat 3 Masters.
Okay.
Just because I can't do any earlier or later than that. And then again, based on soccer schedules for kids and coaching.
What else would you race? Like the open 3?
I should be in whatever lowest category there is, because if bike handling is a factor, it just puts me at the back. I'm so bad. And I comfort brake all the time. So in my videos, if you hear that squeak, that's me. Just like every single, yeah. So someday I'll learn how to corner. I'll learn how to remount without dabbing or stuttering. Yeah, cross is hard. I don't know, if you're asking me what my favorite race is, it's PIR, because it's consistent, it's weekly, you get to know everyone around you, and you can go in knowing what to expect. And that kind of gives me anxiety about road races like Kings Valley. It's like, okay, I haven't ridden that road in years, and I didn't do it this year, but it's like, what am I going to expect? How's the race going to go? It starts off on rollers, and I got dropped instantly when I did it last time.
And do the whole race by yourself.
And just thinking out what's going to happen. What's my plan B? What?
Yeah.
So anything to calm my anxiety. Just PIR. There's no hills. It's flat. It's easy. You can just hang with the pack if you want. Cool. I'm in.
You've even had your son out there, haven't you? Didn't he do one?
Oh, my brother was out there.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
God. He's 6 foot something. He looks like a bodybuilder.
Your brother?
Yeah. Yeah, both my brothers are the real athletes in the family. But I got him out there, and he did his first PIR in the 4.5s. It did okay, finished with the group. But he's like, you're supposed to have a sprint after all that? What's going on? And then his bike got stolen. And so I was like, we'll get you out of the next one. I'll find a bike in your size. And we borrowed an old steel Davidson bike, which is amazing. And he was on it for an hour and got so many compliments just on, hey, that's a sweet old bike. So I was jealous because I'm there on my bike. No one cares. But so speaking of money and why I'm laundering all this through the Dial Junior program. So the painting that I do, there's a certain amount of money that comes in for that. And my goal is to put all that money back into cycling. Wow. And, after expenses and fees. But so, and I saw what happened firsthand at the courthouse crit and the hammer crit, what appeared to be unfair payouts, maybe, like just with the announcing of the preems. And I'm not saying it was unfair or fair, but the men's race had a lot of people in it. They're like $100 preem, $100 preem. And I understand that the women were getting an equal amount or similar just based on finishing prizes, but I saw, how much pressure there was for the promoters to just like start paying up, and they have people to pay, and I want these races to make sense for them. So it's my goal to actually bring something to these races to contribute to hot laps or preems or prizes. So
that's cool.
And donate to juniors program. So if Epic could actually set up that 501c3, we could talk tax-free donations. But Dialed already is, so I'm happy to do it.
We do have one, yes.
Well, we can always channel some money back to him. I don't know. The IRS
If you're a
does have
cop,
like
you have to turn this off now.
87,000 new agents working. Hopefully, none of them are cyclists and listen to this podcast.
Hey, listener, turn this off now if you're a cop. There, we're cool, guys.
We're good.
But I said, oh, well, that's pretty awesome stuff. Any questions for Dylan, you guys?
Hit me.
Literally?
I feel like we've already asked you like what bike you're painting next, what's the next bike purchase. This is a gravel bike probably, right?
Yeah.
Those are the most important questions. We don't care about your family.
What's your favorite type
Tell
of
us what's
racing
going on with your
is?
team. What's going on with Group Trail? What's new and exciting for you guys?
Oh, I did not prepare for this. Oh, here's something new and exciting. I think Group Trail is taking over the juniors cyclocross clinics at the start of Trophy Cup.
Wow,
We're just talking
that's
about that.
cool.
So,
Wow, cool.
may have said something we're not committing to, but I'm trying to put aside my time for that and make sure I get there early enough. Not that I have any business teaching a kid how to ride a bike, but I'll be there to, hey, jump over this thing.
You know what you could do? I mean, you can do that, but you can also document it, make a video about it, and the kids will love it. Seriously, they'll be able to share it with their friends and say, "You got to come out and check this out. This is what I'm doing, and I'm on the YouTubes." And kids, like you tell them, those young kids, you tell them I'm a YouTuber, they get all like excited. Their eyes get all big.
And then after
perked up,
they,
and they,
don't
pay
look
attention.
at any of the videos.
Just trust me.
Yeah.
Just trust
Go
me.
to-
Don't search too hard.
Quap Face 13.
Oh. It's the kid-friendly one. Oh, yeah.
I think you'd be surprised for coaching stuff. It's less about skills and more about organizing and like, this is what time you show up. This is what time your parents should pick you up. This is what it's stuff like that. It's not like you have to have this gearing and the tire pressure should be this like that stuff. It's like, that's like the fine details that the top 1% care about. And that's not who you're worried about, right? Like, it's like, let's just focus on
Young kids,
getting some
they
kids
need
started.
time and repetitions. That's all they need.
Yeah.
So my tire pressure isn't why I'm losing? Is that what you're saying?
No, I
No,
didn't
you can
say
still
that.
blame it on that.
No, I didn't say that. I don't know how much of those GoPros weigh on your bike. I think that's holding you back.
They're not Aero. And I'm
They're
sure
not Aero. They're not
I'm sure
Aero.
what's going to happen is like I'll show up for the first one and be totally nervous. What's going to happen? You know, are these kids going to hate me? And then be like, oh no, let's just go ride the course. And
Yeah.
take this line up this and just pedal really hard here. You can kind of rest here while you turn. And it'll be like, oh yeah, that was fine.
Yep.
So
Get them over those
again,
mental hurdles. Yep.
But I bring 90% of the nerves to these things.
Yeah.
And speaking of video ideas, this is something I really want to do.
Okay.
And I wanted to do early this year, and it didn't work out. So I'm just gonna throw it out there. If you take it and run with it, give me a cut.
I'm not going to steal. I'm not stealing any video ideas, but
So
go.
What I want to do,
unless it's good, and then I'm stealing it.
I want it. It's like artisan videos with the shallow depth of field and like the dream build bike. Do one of those for someone getting ready, like a lady getting ready for their first PIR, and we would say, okay, find someone that's never bike raced before, and say, we're going to sign you up for this race in 2 weeks. Like, here's you getting your bike ready. Here's a bunch of donated gear from shops and from clothing companies. Here's a basic kit to ride. This is the basic everything you need to show up and race a PIR, and then video them during the race. And maybe get like in-race reactions and post-race.
That'd be
Hey,
cool.
how did it go? And debrief. And then so anyone interested in racing or
Like first timers.
they'd find this and see everything they need to know before, during, and after a bike race. Oh, this wasn't so hard. Oh yeah, I have to make sure I get clip-in pedals or don't.
Or don't.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge demographic of people that we should be striving to entice, right? Because it's like, that's the big fear. What do? I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
How do I pump up my own tires?
I'm kind of interested. There should be a bike tire pumping clinic. Did that happen this past week? Did I miss it?
It was a huge success.
Huge. Yes. Both people came.
Oh man.
Only one of them
Missed
learned
it.
anything. Yep.
The other guy was just like, just pump it up for me. Here's how
I'll
you
be
pump
back
up
in an hour.
Here's how you do it. You just hand it to this guy and tell him to pump it up.
That's right.
Don't ask. Just tell him. And then your tires are pumped.
By the way, Jake, you put too much air in my tires. I needed to take some out.
Good. Making you do something.
No, I think that's a really good idea. And let me know how I can help. I'll just be a camera guy.
So
I'll
how you
be-
can help is finding the person to
I
do
know,
it. Because
it's
I was
hard.
like, my wife has never done a bike race, and she plays soccer and she's athletic. Let's get her to be the one. And she's like,
ice cream sandwich.
That I'm not doing a bike race.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. And I think I asked Scott Schultz, like, hey, your wife has never done a bike race. He goes, oh, yeah, she said she's out. She wants nothing to do with it.
That's all of our wives.
Yeah,
collectively.
exactly.
They've all said the same thing to us already. So
Yeah. So maybe by trying to solve it with entrance fees and equipment and clothing, we're trying to solve the wrong problem.
Mhm.
I don't know what the right answer is.
Don't let them get married to cyclists who crash on stairs
and puke on themselves.
This sport is so glamorous.
It's fantastic. I don't understand why there aren't more cyclists out there.
All right, so if you're a listener and you're local and you've got somebody in your life that would be interested in doing something like this, reach out to us. I bet you $1 we can find somebody. And not for nothing, my wife could probably be convinced to do this. I mean, she's done like some triathlon related stuff, but she's never done like a formal bike race, but she'd probably kicking and screaming agree to do something like that. But it'd be fun to see somebody from outside of the dialed sphere to get in on this and let these guys go have some fun.
It would be great if at the top of the video, she's saying how much she doesn't want to do this and then get all the way through it and do the bike race. And how was it? It's terrible. I'm never doing
this again.
Well, here's a question. Do you
really
think
sell it.
Once she goes out there to do the race, would they let us ride with them and just to get video and maybe like coach a little bit maybe, or just to sit and not sit in front of them, obviously, but just go from behind them and just say, we're just here to get video footage. We're not going to disrupt the race in it at all.
I think we could ask forgiveness. Permission,
or
get a drone to follow them.
You just do it on the backstretch on PIR.
Yeah.
Where they
pull off before anyone sees you.
Yes.
This is a strange video. Where's the rest of the course?
You're dropped on lap 1. Let me push you back up.
Oh, that's fantastic. Going back to group trail, you guys got any big plans for cross? Will you guys have a big contingent there?
Yeah, group trail usually hits cross pretty hard. In all categories.
Okay.
So we're doing training clinics right now every Wednesday night.
Good.
And it's super fun. And the guy doing them, Justin Phillips, is amazing. And I mean, when he does these remounts, it's so smooth. Like it's just that whole motion of you're running next to the bike and now you blink and you're on the bike. I'm like, what? You didn't jump. What happened?
Yeah.
So it's super fun.
Fluid.
Yeah. And everyone on group trail is amazing. And I mean, the more people you meet in cycling, you realize, oh no, everyone's amazing. Like where are all these assholes I've heard about?
I mean, there's the road races, and then there's me. Yeah, true.
Fun. Boys, any other questions for Dylan?
Thank you for your artwork.
That's pretty
awesome.
Thank you for your podcast.
Well, we're getting a little long in the tooth here. Before we jump into one last thing, if that's okay with you, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions for us? Anything else that you want to ask while you're here? Anything burning?
I'm here on behalf of everyone to ask you guys to stop, please.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No questions. You guys are doing amazing work. I can't wait to run into you on the cross race when you cat down. And I'm going to race side by side.
I'll cat down so I can race with you.
Yeah, just which rib was it that I shouldn't elbow against?
Yeah, that could be ugly.
I might be racing with you this year. Masters Cat 3. I've only done 3 races, or I'm sorry, 4.
Fourth.
I've done 4 races cross. I started in Cat 5, and I've told this story before. You've probably heard it, but I lined up. I didn't know that you could self-select in cross all the way up to Cat 3. So I went out and I lined up at David Douglas in the Cat 5s, and David Salzberg from Zone 5 at the time got on the PA, and he was like running through all of the announcements and the rules and all that stuff. And then he's like, oh, and this will be Jake Von During's first and last Cat 5 race.
Which you promptly almost lapped the field.
So that was that. And then I'm like, all right, well, came out to the next race at Cat 4, finished that race and won by a couple minutes. And then Jordan Staples was one of the chief refs at the time, came up to me after that race. He's like, would you mind catting up to Cat 3? I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. So, and then I went and did, what was it? I can't remember what was after that. Anyway, we did Washougal, and I won that one, and there was one other Cat 3 race. I can't remember which one it was that I did and won that one, and that was the last time I raced, which was in 2017. I was going to come back and do some more in 2018, and we know what happened then, and then COVID, and then here we are. So
you don't understand that you could enter and compete in a race and not podium? You've never had that experience?
He has not had that experience.
No, I did those races and won all of them, but
Undefeated.
Maybe I should just hang it up right now.
Yeah, you're done. 100%.
I have no problem with people winning races. And one of these epic juniors at the Rally in the Valley Omnium in Eugene, all the juniors that entered took a wrong turn in the time trial except for one.
Oh.
And he's not the fastest kid in the group, but he was the only one to finish the actual course. So he got gold in the Omnium. And he felt a little bit bad about that. And I had to explain, no, you deserve that.
Yeah.
Like, take your gold when you can get it.
Yeah. There's strategy.
Ice cream sandwich.
Look at everyone else. I didn't tell it. He's a junior. I didn't say that.
Oh, the other one was Nick Rossi and then Washougal. Those were the other two races. Those were both fun races, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, big ups to Scott for keeping that Washougal course going.
Yeah, fantastic.
So my first mountain bike race was in the Cat 3s at Sister Stampede, or maybe it was Mudslinger. One of them, but it's like, I have no idea what I'm doing on this bike, especially in a race.
Yeah.
It's a big old enduro bike. It's not the 24-pound cross-country bike. And it was at Mudslinger, and I got first by a little bit because I happened to be in shape for that race. I was like, yes. But then I felt bad because, like, should I be a Cat 3? Like, who are these people that I'm stopping? And then, again, it happened at short track where the first race, I think I got second or third. And the next race, I lined up at PIR, and I start feeling bad. I was like, I should line up at the back because I'm just going to destroy these guys and make it look easy, and this isn't fair for anyone else. So I'll start at the back, and I'll just work my way up and see if I can get to first again. And I'm so good at bikes. I got
ice cream sandwich
destroyed. I went way too hard in the first 5 minutes. I think I saw you there, Pat. Like, I was just gassed, and it got worse and worse because there's nowhere to rest. It's like, oh no, I should be in the Cat 3s. This is me. I finished way down.
That's funny.
Anyway, this has been Derailment. We'll be right back.
All right, then let's jump into one last thing.
Wait, Dylan, I do have a gift for you.
Wait,
what is this?
Rock talk has been.
There's been no rock
There's been
talk.
almost no rock talk on this entire podcast.
Okay, I've got some rocks that I have found or polished myself. Dylan, you can
Take them all down. Just take a full swipe there.
So
good choice.
That is a
fire agate.
That is a fire agate.
No,
Hey.
dinosaur snot.
That's a polished fire agate. This is what those fire agates look like before they're polished. So these other ones are rose quartz or bullseye jasper.
These are amazing.
Yeah.
I want these too.
All right.
I'm taking them.
So he's taking a piece of the bullseye jasper, which has been polished, and a piece of the fire agate.
Nice work. Rock talk.
Unironically,
Rock talk.
I love that you bring a passion that's not cycling to this because even when you talk about it, and it's funny because it's stupid because it's rocks.
That's right.
It's interesting to hear about and this thing I know nothing about. He's really into. He brings knowledge and experience.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like picking up a random magazine. Like, what is this? Model train enthusiast. Like, oh, these guys really into it.
There's like an article about glue, and you spend like 30 minutes reading, and you're like, oh, now I know about
interesting.
Yeah.
Model
or something
glue.
dumb like triathlons. If you're really into it and you talk about it, I can get into it.
Yeah.
This has been Rock Talk.
Yes.
There's a lot of death metal. Isn't there there was like a birthday theme a long time ago that was death metal, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't remember whose birthday it was, but
Yours and Lance's. And
they're all death metal.
They're all death metal.
They're all death metal. Nice.
Cool. Thanks, Lance.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, one last thing.
All right. So last week I posted a video talking about 12 best triathlon watches ranked for the year. I think I'm going to do that video each year because it's kind of, makes sense for the channel.
How many hundreds of thousands of views do you have?
Actually, it's not doing that well. Maybe like a couple of thousand. I don't know. It's all relative, and I'll look it up and we'll look at our analytics, but it's not crushing it like I would expect it to. You'd think like ranking these watches would do well on kind of like a watch channel, but it's not. So that's okay. This coming week, I am working on an Apple Watch for triathlon type video. So
sweet.
I'll be posting that maybe Wednesday, probably, when this podcast comes out.
Cool.
There you go. Cool. Dylan, you got one last thing for us?
I think we just spent an hour talking about my one last thing. I'm super excited for Hetmir. Scott Schultz putting that on with Stefano. He says he's got some new course features. I can't wait to find out what they are.
Really?
Yeah. Basically, anything he does, I'm excited for. So, yeah.
It's got a nice fresh take.
It's right in our backyard. We're excited for it, too.
Yeah. Epler, you got one last thing?
It is less than 2 weeks away, Hetmir, from today, Monday, as we're recording. So it's the first, it's Saturday, Sunday. It's the first Sunday in September, over Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, and everything's good about that course except for the sand, the hills, the woods, the grass.
Correct. Yeah, everything else is good.
Yeah, everything else is great.
The start straight is primo.
The food carts are amazing.
Yeah. That's it.
That's your one last thing?
I got nothing.
All right. My one last thing is I just want to thank Dylan for coming on and for all of these gifts. These are
awesome.
Fantastic, and I can't
Thanks
wait
for
to share
having me.
them with people and putting them up here in the lab. Those things will be cherished forever, man. I really appreciate that.
Thanks for the clicks, bros.
Go check out his YouTube channel, Quapface 2. Seriously.
Or his Instagram.
Yep.
The
Right hook
finishes.
Right
hook finishes.
Updated monthly.
There you go.
It's actually quite. I mean, if you appreciate bikes and the beauty of cycling, it is worth checking out. The photography is good too.
Yes,
it is
thank
well
you.
done.
Thank you.
It is well done.
Yeah. Anyway, appreciate that. You are a local gem, and we are looking forward to more stuff coming from you. So good times. I know that this probably sounds odd to hear, but we all of us sitting here at the table love it, and there's a lot of people on our team that love it, and it's talked about regularly. So people appreciate you, and just want to let you know.
Here's one last thing for you.
Ice cream sandwich.
Ice cream sandwich.
Ice cream sandwiches.
There we go.
That's about right.
I'm broke.
I got some beeping to do, folks. All right. We will be back next week with another podcast. If you want to go check out our Patreon, too, just so you can get in the mix for some of these posters that we're going to do in the weeks to come, you can go to dialpodcast.com and check that out. We'll be back with another one next week. And until then, bye for now.
I am having a love affair with this ice cream sandwich. You want some?
Videos for you, it's Quapface 2. See Quapface 2, something you can watch while taking a food. Message cat food and a rise above the station. And on the way we'll have to cover all appropriation.
Hello. Hey, bro. Heard you chased your own teammate down.
Oh my God!